Every morning, people across the world wake up to the sounds of their ringing alarm clocks. But imagine one morning you receive a different kind of wake-up call.
How do earthquakes occur? The ground we stand on is not completely stable. Our planet's crust is made up of about 12 major tectonic plates that stick together like a giant jigsaw puzzle. These huge pieces of land float on superheated magma and constantly moving ground against one another. It's there that earthquakes tend to happen most often. When friction between two plates is large enough, huge shock waves ripple through the ground, rattling everything that stands on it. The stronger and shallower the quake, the more violent the ground moves. The Laguna Salada fault line is a probable southern continuation of the Ellsmore fault line zone in Southern California. These faults are considered to be secondary cohorts of the San Andreas Fault, and as such, share some of the strike-slip motions between the North American Plate and the Pacific Plate.
What is a strike-slip plate? A strike-slip fault is a fault zone where two blocks of land move horizontally rather than vertically along a fault plane. These faults can form between two small blocks of land or crustal plates.
Baja, California has been hit by an earthquake measuring 7.2 on the Richter scale, one of the strongest in decades. It was felt hardest in the border city of Mexicali, where 2 men were killed and others are believed to be trapped in the ruins of their homes. An estimated 20 million people felt the tremors.
Eyewitness Sergio Haro from Michael said, "The whole house started shaking. You couldn't get balance. I started falling through the open door. I landed on my left arm and then my knees."
That eyewitness had just experienced the beginning of the Baja earthquake of Easter Sunday. It struck at 3:40 p.m. on April 10, 2010, along the Laguna Salada fault line. Although the earthquake shock lasted for 89 seconds, the force of the quake was felt throughout the western U.S., some southern states, and northwest Mexico. Aftershocks as high as magnitude 5.0 continued to rattle the region afterwards.
Overall, the population in the Baja California region resides in structures that are a mix of vulnerable and earthquake-resistant construction. The predominant vulnerable building types are adobe block with concrete-bound beam and mud wall construction.
Recent earthquakes in this area have caused secondary hazards such as landslides and liquefaction that might have contributed to losses. There were 2 to 4 deaths and anywhere between 100 to 233 injuries.
Eyewitness Jason Packman from La Jolla said, "On the 4th floor of a 5-story apartment complex when the quake hit, stood underneath the door frame, which is completely useless with 50 tons of concrete above us. Took us 5 minutes to get out of the complex thanks to not having disaster preparedness plans."
The fact is that Earth's crust is restless and is always on the move. We can't see earthquakes coming, but we can prepare for them. Engineers are now designing stronger buildings resilient enough to withstand and survive a direct hit. Scientists are crunching data to project the power of future earthquakes and anticipate when and where they might occur next. At the moment, we can only estimate them, but one day we'll be able to predict them, minimizing their destruction.